friends, how are you? I am Ritika once again came up with another new episode of online game Truth, Dare and Situation. If I'm gonna ask to you, then what will you choose? Truth, Dare and Situation. If you want to participate in this game, the links are given below so you can connect with me on these given links. So without any delay, I'm just directly going to connect with today's participant, Mr. Spikes from Kenya.
It's the same right here, and I'm glad to be on your platform, on your show.
Thank you. I'm also glad to having you on my show. So, what do you think about this game, Truth, Dare, and Situation? Have you ever played?
I haven't ever played, but I've seen people, previous guests on your show, and I think it's really, really interesting. It's a wonderful concept that you have people from all over the world. I've seen people from the US and from other parts of the world. It's interesting, and I'm glad to be part of it today.
Thank you. So, what will you choose, Truth, Dare, or Situation?
For me, I'll go with truth. I'll go with the truth.
Okay. So, before we gonna start, I want to clear the basic rules of this game. I will ask you 10 questions, which is based on truth. The 10th one is like a rapid fire question, which has 5 sub questions. And the
Yeah.
second one is like a disclaimer.
Yeah.
So this game is made for entertainment purpose only. I do not want to hurt anyone's feelings and emotions. So yeah,
I know people might come on the show and get their feelings hurt, but I know it's not that personal. It's never that serious. I know. Yeah.
so are you ready for your first question, Spike?
Yeah, sure. Shoot away.
Okay. So what is something you most look forward to doing when you retire?
When I retire, I think I would like to take a tour around the world. I would like to go see places. For example, go see the Zambezi Falls, which is in Zambia and Zimbabwe. I would like to go see that when I retire. So touring the world would be one of the priority because when you're working, you do not have the time to be able to go to other world. So I hope when I'm done with all the work and everything else, I would retire and go see the world, go see some of these wonderful places, the pyramids in Egypt. The River Nile in Egypt, go see the Zambezi Falls or the Victoria Falls, really, and other different places in the world. That is what I would love to go do.
Okay.
Hmm.
It is very good plan after retirement. So second one question for you. What is one thing you are always losing?
Personally, I think it's passwords. Sometimes I'm trying to set up a new account, social media. These days, I'm always losing passwords, and I have to keep on remembering, resetting them again. It's not like items, real items, not physical items, but these are also items, and I keep on losing my passwords every other second, every other time.
This is also happened with me. And
Yeah.
whenever I just try to forward password and trying to reset the new password, I just type the luckily I previously used password. So every time the website said it is already used previously. So I just thought when I used this previously, then how can I forget this? So
Yeah,
this is a funny thing. Yes.
it happens to me
So
as well. Happens a lot.
yes, I like the OTP system. This is
Yeah,
where
but you don't have really, well, you can even. I think one of the things I'll do is write them down somewhere. In at least in like a notebook or a diary or something, because it's much better that way. Otherwise, you'll keep on losing them and resetting again and losing again.
I just try to remember the password is like password. This is the easiest way to set a password. So
I think it
third one
happens to most
question.
of us. Yeah, go on.
When we are going to use this, it is easy for hackers.
If you use the
Yeah.
easy passwords, make sure your accounts will be getting hacked. Your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook. You have to be careful. Yeah, I know.
So my third question for you is Spike. Do you have
Yeah.
a weird collection? If so, then what?
Collection of some African necklaces that I keep in my house and I wear them sometimes. So I don't think it's weird, but I like African. African designed necklaces, men necklaces. So I would not consider it really weird because it's just part of who I like African stuff. So that's my collection there.
So in Africa, men also wears the jewelry like a female,
Yes,
because in India necklaces are for females actually. If a man wants to wear the jewelry, it's a simple gold chain. So that's it's a new thing for me.
there is African ones. I don't know if you've seen some communities. It's really not a lot of them. It's not like you put a lot of necklaces and jewelry on them. It's just like a simple bead necklace with an ivory, like some sort of an ivory, maybe at the top, or some African map or something like that. It's not really like a whole. You cannot have like five necklaces. It's just one or two. That's just about it. You cannot have so many of them. I understand what you're saying.
Wow, I really don't know about this fact. Thank you for sharing this one with us.
Welcome.
So fourth one is, if you could do one thing you did when you were a child, what would it be?
When there is these, what do you call them? These are castles that people like to, or even go back to swinging. There is those are swinging boards that you sit on the swinging board and you just swing the whole afternoon. I might as well go back to that if I was able to, but right now I'm very very busy with other stuff. I don't think I would have time to go swinging on the swinging board like I used to when I was a kid in school.
Okay, so one, two or three balls at the same time swing, or only just one ball?
I'll go with swing. I'll go with the swinging. Maybe the other things are like playing around with what do you call them? They are tires that boys when you used to be young, we used to really have some time riding the tires. Like these are motor vehicles, but when they expired or when people get them from their motor vehicles, the boys right here in Africa in some rural areas will find them riding those tires using two sticks. So it would either be that or maybe even swinging on those swinging boards.
Okay, this game is also played in India also. We in 90s the kids are playing these kind of games.
In Africa, that is also some of the most favorite games for the boys. For the girls, I don't know what the girls do in India, but for the girls here, they jump with the ropes. There are ropes the way you skip, where you skip. There are two girls at one end and the other end, and then they swing a rope, and someone has to go in the
Yes,
middle and jump. I don't know if you do those in India as
yes.
well.
I also played in my childhood. This game is yes, this is a very good game. Oh my God, it's a quite similar, I think.
Yeah.
So, fifth one is, if anyone in your family could win an award for being the most annoying, who would
Yeah.
it be?
That would be my cousin, my very, very close cousin in our family, and sometimes he's very, very annoying. You might be doing the same thing, and you're telling him not to do it. He's a nuisance. He's actually a nuisance. He might be doing the same thing you're telling him not to do. You might be busy trying to, give attention to some work that you're doing, and you're telling them not to interfere you, and they will still find a way of coming to play around your work. So that would be my cousin, and he's called Mike.
Okay,
Yeah.
so say hello to Mike whenever you meet
Yeah,
on my
Mike.
side.
These are total nuisance.
So sixth one is, what was the one thing you could never learn how to do no matter how hard you tried?
Playing the piano, I did try sometimes playing the piano and I couldn't get it right, but I haven't given up. I haven't given up. So I'm hoping if I'm able to go back to it, I will learn to do the piano and play sometimes. But I tried sometimes back and I wasn't able to. So I'm hoping that I haven't given up yet.
Yeah, keep trying. One day you will definitely get success.
Yeah, and when I become a pro, I'll come back on the show and show off my skills here.
Definitely, we all are love to watch you by playing piano.
Yeah.
So, if you had a remote control that would operate anything, what would you control?
With the situation in Africa, I would rather have a remote control that operates the ATM machines. You're walking around an ATM machine in town, and you have your remote control. You just press on withdraw, and you're able to withdraw some of the money from the ATM machine as you're passing by. That would be really interesting because you not have to. No, they would you not have a lot of problems trying to get some things maybe from the stores nearby. You just have the remote, press it. The money just comes from the ATM machine. That is one of the things I would love to really be able to do.
Yeah, this one is an interesting answer. So, eighth one is what was the worst vacation you have ever had?
When I actually went to Tanzania. In Tanzania, and then this was just before the COVID broke. I was there. I was supposed to be there for about 2 weeks, but then no one knew that the COVID pandemic was coming. So the borders were shut, and people were told that they have to leave Tanzania and go back to come back to Kenya. Even without having enjoyed anything, we just got there. We were starting out the trip to the different beaches and other different places in Tanzania, but then COVID has struck, so we had to come back even without having enjoyed ourselves or even having seen what we went there to see. So that was my worst. Was it last year? But one. When was that? Yeah, that was when COVID broke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, ninth one is have you ever forgotten a special person's birthday?
Yes, I have. I have forgotten. I have ever forgotten a special person's birthday, and of course, like I said, it's the same. It's from our family. There is one of the literal my literal nieces, and I did happen to forget her birthday, and she was not amused about it. But then I made it up to her later when I was able to remember after the day had already come. But I made it up to her later. I have.
I always forget everyone's birthday. Only I remember mine. And
That
and whenever my birthday is coming, and
yeah.
on the way, I just checking my phone randomly and just said that one person not wishes me my birthday. That one person not wishes me my birthday. On next day, I just called him. You not wished me my birthday. So he said, oh sorry, I forgot. So I said, how could you forget my birthday? It's my birthday. But I never remembered anyone's birthday.
The best thing
This
I
is the
uh,
funny thing.
the best thing is write the birth dates on a memo, like on a phone, on how you save a memo on the phone. You can just save
Yeah.
it. I think that is also what I have resolved to start doing, writing the memos on the phone, so that I do not miss anyone's birthday. Because people get bitter, people get very angry. Oh, they will think that you assumed or that you are pretending, but you haven't. You're not pretending. You just actually forgot genuinely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, 10th one is like a rapid fire, as I told you earlier. So, are you ready for this?
Sure, I am. Go ahead.
So, my very first question for you is Spike. If
Yeah.
animal could talk, which one would you have a conversation with?
I would like to have a conversation with the lion because the lion is the king of the jungle, and you might be able to learn a thing or two about how the lion goes around reigning in the jungle, or like exercising its power and wisdom in the jungle. That is the one I would love to speak with, if at all they did ever speak.
Okay. So, what is
Mm.
one job you would never want to do?
Maybe working in the morgue. People are dead. Sometimes someone might be brought in and they are really not actually dead, and you put them on a freezer, and then they wake up and they haunt you for the rest of your life. So I would not like to be a morgue attendant. Yeah, a morgue attendant. It's freakish. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are right. So, do you prefer talking or texting?
I prefer texting. Sometimes you might text someone and they want to call you, and you're just about to text them. Maybe you're tired or you just go to bed or something. So I prefer texting most of the time. If I can get the message across through a message, I normally just simplify it in a message instead of a whole long call. But sometimes I also call, but most of the time I prefer texting.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what was your childhood favorite toy?
That was a crane, a small toy crane I used to have. So that was one of my favorite because I could go around it, put some it, then offload it on onto the floor again. That was my favorite.
Okay. So, do you still have that toy with you?
No, it's in my, I don't live in the village where I used to live back then anymore. So it's still there, but I do not have it right here in the city.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
last one question for you, Spike. Tell us
yeah.
something about yourself, about your city, from where are you actually connecting with me, and about your podcast.
Okay, my name is Spikes, like Ritika just told us, and I'm happy to be on this particular show. Myself, I do come up from Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi is one of the biggest cities in East Africa. It's actually the biggest city in East Africa, if I'm not mistaken. And I am a content creator. I do make a podcast known as the Kenyan Podcast, and I am happy to have gotten the opportunity to connect with Ritika here and be able to guest on this particular show, the game, which is a truth there and a situation. And well, the podcasting experience for me has been wonderful because I'm able to interact with different people. I'm also able to get out and express my message in different ways. I focus mostly on a social economic commentary around Africa and also around Kenya. And I also hope that through getting, using that podcast platform, I can be able to impact the lives of people with knowledge, with inspiration, with motivation, and all things positivity. So that's just a little bit about myself and what I do with the Kenyan podcast.
It's a very nice podcast you have. Whoever wants to check out Spike's podcast, links are given in description box. It is about the African economic situations and about the Africa. If you really interested to know about the Africa, so you can check out his podcast. He has a
Mm.
very good podcast.
Wants to plan a tour. I'm saying if anyone wants to plan a tour, I would also be helpful in East Africa, helping them put together the itinerary. If you want to tour Tanzania, Kenya, or Uganda, know more about Africa, you can hit me up as well at kenyanpodcast@gmail.com.
Okay. So I
Mm.
would love to join your show on an episode.
You are much welcome. And also your wonderful audiences, all of them, they are welcome to also check out the Kenyan podcast. It's available on Spotify and also Apple podcast as well. You are much welcome. In Swahili, we say karibu, which is welcome.
Thank you, Spikes, for giving your time. It is a nice episode with you. I'm
Mm.
really grateful to you for giving your valuable time to us. Thank you so much.
I appreciate as well. Looking forward to more wonderful episodes right here of the Rikita Mishra podcast. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. See you next time.